let's talk about why I'm running for state rep here on Cape Ann. I made a decision to get into this race for state rep because I believe our current state rep has been ignoring what's important to me and my family and what's important to you and your family. What is important to you and your family? I know what's important to me and my family, and I believe I know what qualities are important to you and your representative. It is someone who can relate to what it is like to experience life's many and varied struggles, what it takes to raise a family, how hard it is to pay a mortgage and raise children, raise teenagers, balance work, family, manage a household, and household finances. I don't believe we currently have a representative who relates to these struggles that you and I face. Why don't I believe this? Because when I look at the votes of our rep on all the things that are important to us, she votes for all the liberal, job-killing policies of this governor and this one-party, power-hungry, tax and spend legislature. I've decided that the time has come to fight back against this power structure and these liberal job-killing policies. The areas where I see the biggest problems. Number one, jobs. Currently, the unemployment rate on Cape Ann is higher than the state average and is higher than the national average. In fact, Gloucester has the second highest unemployment rate in Essex County, just behind Lawrence at 8.2%. That, in my opinion, is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
When our own government raises taxes or imposes additional regulations, like the regulations imposed on the fishing industry based on bad science, resulting in the complete destruction of this once thriving industry, it's time to say enough.
Enough.
Unnecessary taxes and regulations are destroying small business people, the job creators that are raising the cost of doing business. They are cutting workers' pay, or in many cases their jobs. I want to change this. I want to cut taxes and cut regulations that are strangling the small business people of Cape Ann, giving them a pay raise so they can afford to keep people employed and hopefully hire new workers. Number two, taxes. Since Governor Patrick and our current state rep have been in office, they have raised our taxes multiple times. They raised the sales tax 25%. They raised the gas tax last year by over 14%. And voted to make it an automatic increase, meaning it will go up forever. It will never go down. Most people don't understand that. In fact, the tax fight that's going on, they're trying to get on the ballot, has nothing to do with the tax increase. It has to do with the automatic part of the tax increase, which is very unrepresentative. So going forward, their view is no discussion, no vote, just automatic tax increases to infinity. How is this representative government? This will cost taxpayers, on average, $110 million per year. She did all this while being reimbursed for her own travel to and from the State House. Let me ask you a question. Do you get reimbursed for driving back and forth to your job? No. I don't. How is raising taxes on moms and dads, local business people, fishermen, contractors, how is that helping the people of Cape Ann? I'm not done. In addition, our state rep, Ferrante, voted for and tried to implement a new tax, one we never had before, called the technology tax. Oh, she reversed her vote on this tax, but only after admitting she didn't even know what the tax covered. And after the outcry from the voters was so loud that she was forced to reverse her vote. More than 24 smaller taxes and fee increases have gone into effect during her term in office. Property taxes have soared while state aid to cities and towns like Gloucester, Rockport, and Essex have dropped. All of these taxes and cuts in local aid hurt working people like us and the small business people of Cape Ann. It takes money out of your pockets. We need to put money back in your pockets. We need to put money back in the pockets of all small business people across Cape Ann and let you stimulate the economy, which will in turn lead to greater job growth and greater prosperity. Number three, we need to reform state government. You may have heard about the crisis, the current crisis at the Department of Children and Families, or DCF. Incredibly, there has been 3 precious children who have all died under the watch of DCF. Let us take a moment to remember 2-week-old Bailey Irish, 4-week-old Aliana Levine, and 4-year-old Jeremiah Oliver. Unbelievably, in addition to children dying, over 136 children under the care of DCF are missing. Finally, if that wasn't enough, there have been over 70 foster children who have been abused while in state custody. All of this is horrific. It makes my blood boil to see this continued incompetence of an agency who is supposed to be entrusted with the care of these poor, helpless, innocent children and their families. I can imagine my own children in this situation, and it makes me sick to my stomach. I can tell you here and now, I will fight to reform this state agency. You also may have heard about the abuses at the Department of Transitional Assistance, DTA, formerly known as the Welfare Department. In just a sampling of the problems, I'd just like to say, when we find out that we've sent $2.4 million to dead people and over $662,000 to individuals using 2 different Social Security numbers, it's pretty clear that we need reform. We must create an incentive to transition to work. The recent changes that were implemented were watered down and don't go far enough. Finally, you may have heard about the state's fiscal health. Since 2008, the state budget has increased more than 25%. By comparison, median household income in Massachusetts rose by only 8.8%. The state budget went up 25, your incomes only went up 8 during the same period. And the state moved to a ranking of 47th out of 50 states in indebtedness. Essentially, Patrick, along with our state rep, have used the state's credit card to fool the Massachusetts voter. All is well. Nothing to see here. Just move along. They say all this while behind the curtain, they keep taking out the state's credit card to finance their own out-of-control spending and make the budget appear to be in balance. The nonpartisan watchdog group, Mass Fiscal Alliance, if you're not familiar with them, look them up. They rank legislators on their fiscal responsibility. They give our current state rep a 10% rating out of 100%. Now, I've heard some people say to me, oh, Ferrante works well with Bruce Tarr. Well, interestingly enough, Mass Fiscal Alliance gives Bruce Tarr a 100% rating. It should be pretty clear to you now, if it wasn't before you walked in this room, that Ferrante is out of touch. In fact, the silence of Rep. Ferrante on these and other issues that concern the people of Cape Ann is deafening. For instance, again, she is silent on one of the most recent state fiascos, the Mass Health Connector website. I don't know what her stance is. She doesn't say. That's pretty much her position on everything till she has to. But even with all these problems, there's some good news. Because all problems, in most cases, are solvable. I'm confident we can fix all of this in time. We simply need to believe it can be done. Then we need to get to work and we need to do it. We need to fight the old ways of doing things. We need to all work together. We need to contact all our friends and ask them to help us turn the page on this complete incompetence. We need to ask them to vote for someone who represents a change for the better. I'll be going across this district with a focus on job growth, reducing taxes on working families and small businesses, getting more local aid, and reforming state government. And I need you to tell all your family and all your friends about this campaign. I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your vote. Please vote for Mike Boucher for state representative on September 9th. Thank you for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. I just want to say one last thing. I just want to say, may God bless you, and may God bless the people of Cape Ann. Thank you.